Hey, what's going on, peeps? It's Ash and Eclipse back with another Wolcen video. In this one, I'm gonna be moonwalking apparently. No, no, what I was actually planning on doing was going over sort of the rough draft of the build that I've been working on, more or less. Call it the one-shot wonder, and/or the Havoc Rogue build. And it is based around the Havoc Orb ability, which is like a ranged explosive attack. And then I plan on working in some rending in with this build as well, rather than just having it based all around this one ability. But it's been a really fun build. Even though it's in its infancy, because I am not that far along in the game yet. But it does ridiculous damage when I do crit. Blue mobs are really not an issue a lot of the time, and then even the more difficult yellow mobs can be handled fairly easily just by me kiting a little bit. So right now I'm using Wings of Ishmir. I'm using that because of the engage characteristics of the ability, along with the couple skill modifiers I have going, which is the extra rage generation, and then the stunning apparatus, which gives me a buff for anything that I land on or land near. Technically, I don't have to land straight on it to get the buffs, which is nice. So usually on the more difficult mobs, I go with my Wings of Ishmir as my engage, build up that rage, and then I'll dodge roll away, and then Havoc Orb. And then I'll usually use my Phantom Blades. My Phantom Blades, I have Bladed Blizzard. It converts the Phantom Blades to frost damage, and it adds more weapon damage to the ability. The Havoc Orb, I'm running weapon damage, more weapon damage, but as a reduced splash, and then Vaporizer. So I have two different skill modifiers that add damage, and then another one that adds critical hit chance. So it's like firing a nuclear bomb at the mobs. It's honestly really fun. And then Dust Shroud, it drops a cloud that grants invisibility and reduces threat. So I used this because I needed a different kind of I needed another kind of disengage rather than just relying on my dodge roll. And then I'm using a modifier that increases my dodge chance when I'm in the shadow cloud. I'm using another modifier that curses the enemies. And I'm using another modifier that clears ailments. So super handy defensive utility. And then I'm using Sovereign Shout as well. And then for the skill modifiers on that, I'm using Hold the Line, which gives more all resist. Dawnbreaker, which affects the enemies with weakness. And then since you get a buff from using Sovereign Shout, you get an attack speed buff. I'm using this modifier, which increases the duration. And so yeah, So to engage a fight, depending on the mobs, I do Wings of Ishmir, and then I dodge roll out and use Havoc Orb, and then I use Phantom Blades. And then I'll go back in. Usually my Wings of Ishmir will be off cooldown, so I'll do that again. And then I'll use Sovereign Shout. And I'll just auto attack for a little while until I get low on health. I'll do Dust Shroud, and then I'll dodge roll out and use Havoc Orb again. It's just kind of that rinse and repeat sort of gameplay, I suppose you could say. So the other thing, aside from me going over my build, is I'm going to be working on doing the last boss in the first act. And before I do that, I'm just going to show you guys my stat choices. The main thing I went for is agility, because I'm using dual daggers, and then ferocity and toughness. Ferocity being my secondary because of the critical chance score. And then toughness, yeah, I have a little bit of toughness obviously, otherwise you'll just get face rolled and die a lot. And then let's see here. So for my Gate of Fates, I'm going with the Sentinel side, like this side of the ring, inner ring first, and then I'll be working on the soldier inner ring part, and I think I'm just gonna keep alternating those two for this build. Obviously being constructive and figuring out what node choices are actually worthwhile to get and which ones aren't. So yeah, I would go over every node, but it would take me forever, and I'm pretty sure you guys would fall asleep by the time I got done. So let's see, where was I at? I was at I think okay, it's this one. Alrighty.
He's here! Take position!
Edric! Is that you? What the hell are you doing here? So glad to see a familiar face. You won't believe what's been happening. Fancy armor. Why the promotion?
Malus caught up with the fugitive Valeria. Grand Inquisitor Hemlock named me Justicar after the report of Malus's death.
Edric, how did you know I was here? What do you want?
You really think your whereabouts would not have been tracked? We know of your deal with the Merchant Prince, as well as your plan to find Valeria and her new allies.
Edric, don't do this.
You betrayed the Grand Inquisitor's trust. Now I, Edric, Justicar of the Republic, am tasked to bring you back.
Listen to me. There is no time for this. What the hell do you think I'm doing here? We have to stop this cult now.
You will have the opportunity to explain yourself at your trial. Surrender now, traitor.
How can you do this?
Don't make me force you to comply. Stand down.
I can't surrender, brother. And I won't. There is too much at stake here.
So be it. not have to kill you. Do not force my hand.
I won't hold back, brother. Please, for the last time, I beg you to stop this madness.
You stand accused of desertion, murder of your own people, consorting with the occult, and conspiring with enemies of the Republic. Betraying your own father was the last straw.
This player Havoc Orb that time.
Surrender now. This is pointless.
Alrighty. Got some good damage out on him that time. Okay. That was interesting.
Come back to your senses. I've always been loyal to you. You were my family with Valeria.
You could have just left these lands as was requested of you. But you just had to save her, didn't you?
She is our sister! But you? I'm not sure what you are now.
Reckoning. I won't fail, Father. You his judgment was final.
possible.
Ah.
You chose to betray him. You forced me into this position. I cared for you, brother, but you played us! You played us all! I will break your skull asunder! Ah! Ah! Stand up, Kerr! Fight me! Fight me!
Not right now. I can't do that. That can't be done. Gotta catch my breath.
Oh. Ow. Oh, god damn it.
After I'm done with you, I will rip out Valeria's spine!
Ow.
It's not possible. Not right now. Not happening.
Fuck. Alright. I need to see this cutscene again, obviously.
I do not have to kill you! Do not force my hand!
I won't hold back, brother. Please, for the last time, I beg you to stop this madness.
You stand accused of desertion, murder of your own people, consorting with the occult, and conspiring with enemies of the Republic. Betraying your own father was the last straw.
No.
Surrender now. This is pointless.
There we go. 1900 damage. Oh. Huh. Okay. Good to know that his shield can bounce back by projectiles.
I won't fail, Father.
Hmm.
I told you his judgment was final.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
You chose to betray him. You forced me into this position.
Ow.
I need more power. It's not possible.
I
There
cared
we go.
for you, brother, but you... Fight
Oops.
me! Fight me!
Eh.
Not happening. Not happening.
Ow.
Not giving up.
Yeah, damn it.
I've got to be more careful. I can't. It can't be done.
I'm not entirely sure how you're supposed to avoid that attack when he goes in the center. Don't imagine dodge rolling negates the damage, so... Although I could use my jump, probably.
To kill you. Do not force my hand.
I won't hold back, brother. Please, for the last time, I beg you to stop this madness.
You stand accused of desertion, murder of your own people, consorting with the occult, and conspiring with enemies of the Republic. Betraying your own father was the last straw.
My endurance is waning.
Surrender now. This is pointless.
It's not possible. Edric, come back to your senses.
I won't fail, Father.
All right now.
Although I do know something, or notice something that they need to do with the hitboxes. Need to make them,
All right now.
told you his judgment was final.
Yeah.
I've got to be more careful.
You chose to betray him. You forced me into this position.
I need more power. Not possible.
I cared for you, brother, but you... Fight me! Fight me!
It's not possible. It's not happening. It can't be done.
After I'm done with you, I will rip out Valeria's spine!
Oh god. Shit. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Oh my god. Of course. Okay. Oh. Wish these guys actually gave me health back, but they don't, so that's super helpful.
It can't be done.
Ow. Oh, okay. Damn it. This is quite a difficult fight. Uh.
Father is all I have left!
Uh. Uh. Whoops. That was not very well played on my part.
No.
Oh, okay. Of course.
It's not possible. Can't manage that right now. I can't do that right now.
Oh.
No matter the odds, find your peace, brother.
Listen to me. We do not have much time before my essence vanishes from this world. Neither of us have time to grieve our losses. You have to hear me before I inexorably fade into oblivion.
Stopping the core.
Yudai made sure this process could not be interrupted until after it ran its course. Not from here, at least. If you want to stop the core and save the city, you have to find the conflux of energies on the other end of this beam and end the process from there.
Can't we just destroy the core?
No, that would require an unfathomable amount of power. You will have to find the main superstructure where the conflux is taking place and stop the Covenant of the Blind. But you cannot do this alone. Find the followers of Anathea, the Searing Song. Mortals that worship one of the three last primordials. They are natural enemies of those you seek to stop, and might be your only chance to get to the conflux.
Great. Religious fanatics. Just my luck. Fine. I will seek this cult for help. Maybe they will understand why my powers manifested.
Thank you, mortal. My time in this world is over, and I cannot sustain this shape any longer. My last deed, mortal, shall be to share what's left of my power with you. I pray that you use it to protect the creation. Always.
I will.
Cool. So we unlocked the aspects of apocalypse forms, I guess you could call them. But Jesus Christ, that battle. I was not expecting that at all. For those of you that have stuck around for any amount of time and or remember back when I played Diablo 3 competitively, you know, that was more just, there wasn't nearly the level of difficulty. You didn't have to be surgical and strategic with your movement and when you used your abilities. It was more just making sure you dodged stuff when you needed to, which was rarely, and then, you know, you either had the gear to do what you needed to do or you didn't. So yeah, that was yeah that was definitely a challenge. You can tell this video is going to be a lot longer than I intended it to be too, but so okie dokie. And I did make a few mistakes during those attempts at that fight too, just because I was getting flustered, which is kind of silly considering how long I've been gaming, but such is as it is. That was an interesting series of events though, that's for sure. So we have aspect of dawn, aspect of war, aspect of affinity, or infinity I mean, and aspect of flesh. Okay. Fire damage. Ah. I'm just reading the skills over. Risk rating flurry. Launch into a series of extremely high speed attacks in an area around your character, dealing rend damage. Hungering flesh. Attack a single target by temporarily separating your being into 3 parts. Ravaging them with rend damage from all sides. Ability can be charged for increased damage. And then rapid assimilation. Dash through the bodies of your enemies, dealing rend damage to those you pass through. I mean, considering I'm gonna be trying to build rend into my character, I feel like this would make the most sense. So I'll go with that. Okie dokie. Now we have to go back to town. Now that I've made my decision as far as that goes, I'm going to go ahead and leave this video off here, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that fight. I did. I probably could have done better, but I was going into it blindly, and I noticed that I was trying to do more auto-attacking than I should have, when really I should have been doing my Havoc Orb more often. So I feel like if I probably would have done that anytime I actually engaged the boss in melee range, it probably would have taken me like one less try, but it's all a learning experience when it comes to games like these. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do all that fun YouTube stuff of liking it and sharing it, subbing if you're new, and checking out the social medias and all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Later.